I keep stalling this video because I'm really hungry, but I'm telling myself I'm not allowed to eat until I film. It's probably not a good punishment, but we're going with it because apparently it's working. Why do I feel like my camera is moving like in slow motion right now? Is it not? I feel like this has happened before. I feel like it's not keeping up. Are you keeping up with me? Well, let's hope to fuck that this video turns out okay. I think I changed one of my settings actually. Maybe that's what's happening. Really hope the video turns out good. I'm gonna rewatch. I'm nervous. I think we're good. I am back and I have more of your guys' paranormal stories and I'm so excited to read them. If you guys haven't seen, I think I said it a couple videos ago, but I made an email for you guys to send the stories to. So don't send them to me on Instagram or Twitter anymore. I'm still gonna take some from those eventually. But if you guys have any paranormal stories that you want to send me, please send them to the email. I'll have it linked down below, or not linked down below, but I'll have it written down below. I think I need to lower you a little bit. Yeah, there she is. Now you can see Arizona over there. I went through, I skimmed a couple of them. I think I have 6 that I'm going to read to you guys, and I'm pretty excited for it. You guys are fucking hilarious. Can I just add that really quick? Because I'm gonna undo this. I feel like I have a bow tie on. The subject of the emails, you guys fucking crack me up every single time. If you guys put a funny, not even a funny subject, but a subject that obviously relates back to like what you're talking about, I'll most likely click on it versus it just saying scary story, because I have about 200 of those. But like, for example, one person's like literally the reason I clicked on it, it literally says, as DJ Khaled says, another one. But yeah, okay, so I have 6 that I have saved or moved to a different folder, and I'm gonna read them to you guys. This is so much easier. Can I just add that really quick? This whole system of emailing it to me versus it being on every single one of my social media platforms. I think the only thing that I did not think about before doing this is like, I used to like link you guys. I would link your Twitter or your Instagram if you wanted me to, and now I can't really link anything. I could give people your email, but I don't think that's something you desire. So I guess if you guys want me to link anything, if you have like a social media platform you want me to link, your Twitter, Instagram, send that to me in the email as well. Also, if you guys could put as like one of the first lines whether you want to be anonymous or not, please do that, because otherwise I might miss it. Okay, let's get, it's been 3 minutes. What have I, every time I think I do really well with the rambling, I think I'm getting straight into the video. It's been 4 minutes. Okay, so this first one is from Hannah. So the subject of the email, I can read you guys the subjects now. The subject of the email says, my worst nightmare come true. Awesome. Ever since I was young, I love scary movies. I could and still can watch them for hours. I feel you. I'm the same way. I love scary movies. But I would never want to experience anything scary. I'm a big pussy, to be completely honest. We're the same person already. When I was about 10, I'd go to my aunt's that... Did I just say aunt? When I was about 10, I'd go to my aunt's that lived a few hours away. Even though that info isn't extremely relevant, why not write a little story? Okay. We are actually the same fucking person. Sorry, neighbors, I'm just screaming. Her neighbor's daughter and I were extremely close. Her mom was very religious, and we would always go to church. One day I started thinking about how my cats would just sit and watch the wall for hours and not move. We would always look and see nothing there, so I asked her mom about it. I told her it always freaked me out. She told me not to freak out, but that could mean there's a bad spirit in my house. Why in the hell would you tell a little girl there's a demon in your house? Okay, I hate how much I'm relating to you with this story already. I love you. So now I was terrified of going home and facing the situation again. But that wasn't the end. That was the beginning of something that still haunts me today. My little sister's room was in the basement, and every once in a while I'd sleep on her floor. She had no door in her room, so anybody could see us, as well as we could see them. So the last night I ever slept in her room, we both fell asleep. But something woke me up and quietly called my name. I thought it was my sister, so keeping my eyes closed, I asked what, and then I hear nothing. Once again, my name is being repeated. I sit up and quietly yell while looking at her dead asleep. So now I'm confused, and I look near the door and see a black shadow as tall as the doorway. I'm terrified, so I ripped my blanket over my head and I slowly lowered it, and it was there, hovering over me. No! No, Hannah, no! I screamed, go away, and a smoke-looking thing goes away swiftly. I woke my sister up quickly and told her everything, and we stayed up under her blanket. The craziest thing is we heard a loud beeping, soon to realize it was the fire alarm. Battery's dead. I know spirits take energy from things to speak to you. I haven't had anything since, but my cat still watches the walls. Thanks for reading my story. Fuck you, Hannah. Just kidding, I love you, Hannah. Good start. Good start to the video. Good start to the video. This one's from Paige, and the subject is Shadow Man or Men. We'll find out. So it started about 2 to 3 years ago when I moved into a small village with my mom. The village is very small and only a couple thousand people live in it. There's a graveyard and a small church in the center that always gave me chills from the day I moved to the village. When I first moved into my house, my old house, I've moved since but we'll go into that later, nothing much happened, just the occasional knocks, scratches, etc. But after 2 years of living in the house, I started noticing things. One morning when I was getting ready for school, my office chair started spinning. It was not windy that day and nobody else was in the room with me. I got freaked out but tried to tell myself I was just tired and imagining it. But after about a full minute, I realized that wasn't the case. Can you imagine your chair just fucking spinning for an entire minute? Like not slowing down, just like going. I picked up my school bag and headed for the stairs. I felt the urge to run. I don't know why, but I did, so I bolted down the stairs, and about halfway down, I turned around to look over my shoulder and saw this shadow figure, but it only lasted about half a second and then faded into some big black blob in the air and completely faded away. I was so scared, so when I got to the living room, I closed the door. I didn't close it fully, I left it a crack open. I stood for about 10 seconds staring through the crack, half expecting this thing to appear again, and boy was I right. Only this time it was peering through at me, and I was so scared but didn't bother telling my mom because she doesn't believe in the paranormal. Oh my god. Can you imagine just like peeking through your door and just seeing that thing pop up? It's like, hey. About a month later, I was walking home from the bus stop, and to get to my house, I have to walk through an estate that has a view of this hill where people would let their dogs run around when the cows aren't there, if that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. This place has no paths and no trees. So I casually look up the hill. It's a distance away, about half a kilometer. I don't know kilometers. I don't really know distance. And I see this old man walking a dog, but he's wearing olden day clothes, like one of those really old brown suits and a hat. I also saw a path he was walking on and trees behind him, but there are no paths or no trees, so I was really confused. The man all of a sudden moved backwards and his dog, well, I don't know what the fuck was up with the dog, wasn't there anymore. It must have ran further up the field. But the man walks backwards almost like a tape on rewind. I know this sounds like bullshit, but I swear on my life it's real. So I sort of get freaked out and continued walking. I have a weird feeling the man was a ghost or spirit because of the motion he moved backwards in. It was so unhuman-like. Fast forward about a year. What? Wait. What? Okay, fast forward a year. I moved into my new house, still in the village, around 7 to 8 months ago, and recently started seeing things in the corner of my eye. They resemble the shadow man from my first story. I try not to get freaked out though, because if he's looking to harm me, he would have done it years ago, right? Also, for the past month or so, I've been hearing noises in the attic, like steps and scratches, so I told my mom's boyfriend, and he went up to the attic to have a look. He came out of the attic with 2 small porcelain dolls. Fuck this story. They were beautiful, but at the same time they had this really creepy vibe to them. I don't know where he put them, but they're still in the house somewhere, as if he wants to find out more about them. But since he found them, the noises in the attic have gotten louder. My mom and him never hear the noises because they go to bed early, whereas I'm a night owl and stay up till like 4 a.m. I'm getting used to it though. I could never get used to that shit. Also, one more thing to throw in. The other day I was home alone and heard chanting. Legit chanting coming from my back door. The same thing happened in my old house, except my mom was with me eating breakfast or lunch, I can't remember, and I heard it clear as daylight. I asked my mom if she heard it. She said no, but I don't know how she didn't hear it because it was so loud. What the fuck? You guys have the most fucked up shit happen to you. I'm not even joking. Like, what? Okay, this one is from Emma, and the subject of this one is the top of the stairs / haunted family. She said, hi, I saw you put up an email for stories, so I thought I'd share mine. I was around 6 or 7 years old. Up until now, I had never had a paranormal experience, never been hypersensitive to anything like that. The only thing that bothered me as a kid was the dark, but in a kid with an imagination kind of way, as nothing ever happened, and I never felt any presences. Being in the dark never made me feel like ghosts were in the room. I always felt safe. I just didn't like what my mind made up in the dark, if that makes any sense. Yeah, I understand, because I used to be terrified of the dark. I still kind of am. And in the dark, it's kind of just like you think everything is happening, but I don't think about ghosts when I'm in the dark. So I feel you. She says, anyways, one night my mom was going out, so she takes me to a babysitter. The babysitter is a friend of my mom's, and she has 2 kids. The daughter was around my age, and the son was a bit older. My mom and I enter the house, and when you go through the front door, you're greeted with the stairs straight ahead or a door to the left into the living room. As soon as we enter the house, my eyes darted to the top of the stairs. The lights were off upstairs as the family was in the living room. Immediately, I was met with discomfort. For some reason, I had a really negative reaction to the darkness at the top of the stairs, but I thought to myself, it's just me being silly. It's whatever. I went into the living room and thought nothing of it. That night, my mom stayed out even later than she thought, so I ended up sleeping over with the babysitter and her family. I remember dreading walking up the stairs, even though the light was on. I still felt like something was watching me, and even though that's how I felt, I still assumed it was me being silly. I was staying in the daughter's room with her, and we were laughing and talking and playing video games all night, etc. It's pretty late now, around 2 a.m. or so, and I really needed to go to the bathroom, but I didn't want to leave the room. The bathroom's located just outside of her bedroom, at the top of the stairs, where I'd felt uneasy. There's a little table with a lamp on it outside of her room to the left of the bathroom door. Keep this in mind as I bring it up later. I told the girl that I needed to go to the bathroom, but that I was afraid of the dark, and she replied, yeah, this house is haunted, like, gee, thanks, good help. Yeah, I'd be like, fuck you, little girl. I don't know her name. So anyways, I run to the bathroom. I feel so uncomfortable and scared. The uneasy feeling was with me the entire time. I'm assuming, because this little bitch was just like, well, my house is haunted. I ran back to her room and go to sleep. Like I said before, I've never experienced anything and I've always felt safe. And I didn't know what safe felt like until I stayed there that night and no longer felt safe. The next day I leave, and when I walk out of the house, it's like a veil was lifted. I didn't realize how heavy it felt inside. Years passed by. The family moved closer to my house. However, they still own the old home. It's just left abandoned at this point. I'm a lot older now, and so is the son, and we started hanging out a lot and ended up dating. Oh, what a cute little love story. A lot of times we would visit the old house, and we would bring friends and a sister, etc. By this point, I'd been in and out of the house enough to know I still didn't like the upstairs, but it's nothing. There's nothing there. I just feel weird because it's a dark area of the house, and I'm afraid of the dark. Even though I feel like something's there watching me, I'm just being silly. One day in particular, me and my boyfriend are at the house alone, and we were upstairs in the main bedroom, fooling around and having fun. This is PG! Just kidding, have fun. We hear his sister come into the house, and she's walking around downstairs, so we shout to her. Nothing. We shout again. Nothing. We both go downstairs to check who's there, and nobody's there. We go back upstairs and just sit there together talking, and we hear a loud crash just outside of the bathroom. My boyfriend instantly jumped up to investigate. He walked out to the hallway and towards the bathroom. Remember the lamp on the table I spoke of before? It has now been smashed against the wall on the right side of the bathroom door. This is right at the top of the stairs. There's nobody in the house but us. We hung around for maybe 5 more minutes before I said that I didn't want to be there anymore. I would have sprinted outside of the house the second I heard a crash. We spent the rest of the day together, walking around our local park. We're just talking about how odd that was, and I finally explained to him how the upstairs of that house made me feel and how weird I found it when the lamp got smashed against the wall by nothing. He then told me all the other things that have happened in the house. He told me of multiple times when his mother had been possessed. 0 to 100. Actually, it was like 30 to 100 real quick. One time he spoke of, he was quite young. He was sitting in the living room with her watching a British show called Midsummer Murders. It was kind of a spooky theme song that he didn't like at all. Or it had a spooky theme song that he didn't like at all. The song had come on and he asked her to change the channel because he was afraid of the song, and she stared at him, not blinking, and said in a very strange tone, "No, son." And he said, "Please, I don't like it." She replied while still staring at him with a face that wasn't quite hers, "No, son, I like it." Another time she was sitting at the bottom of the stairs because she had just taken a phone call. He was in the hallway with her and he had an old keyboard. It had no battery, so it didn't work. Her face changed again into something that just wasn't her. She picked up the keyboard and sat there trying to play it. He asked her what she was doing and she replied, "I bet I can make this work without batteries," while staring at him, still pressing keys trying to play. This next one was different as it wasn't a possession but still freaky. His mother was in the bathroom, and when she was trying to get out, the bathroom door wouldn't open. She was yelling to him from the other side saying she can't get out because there's a black thing at the top of the door stopping it from opening. He's on the other side trying to push the door open. She's yelling at him, telling him to go away because the creature is going to get him. Fuck. This is fucking long. There was another time involving his father that he spoke of, where he was sitting with his dad watching TV. They both felt like they were being watched, and it was getting annoying, so his dad looked at the window and saw 2 big red angry eyes in the bottom of the window. His dad isn't easily shook, so he went over to the window to investigate and the eyes disappeared. I love that you threw shook in there. After he told me all of this, I told him I'm never going to that house ever again, and I never went back. I've only experienced odd things when I'm around that family. I already said I'm not overly sensitive to this kind of thing, so whatever's in that house or attached to the family must be powerful. I'm not with him anymore, and I don't see his family often. Nothing has happened to me since. Oh, Emma, what the fuck? I just don't understand how you do. It makes me so nervous. It makes me nervous for you guys that you would have to experience this shit. Okay, I'm gonna read you guys 2 more. This one's from Amy, and the title of this is, "I honestly think I'm possessed." No joke. I think all of these people are from the fucking UK. I genuinely think every single one I just read, you guys are from the UK. This is so awesome. I love this. I was at my friend Natalie's house and it was around 3 a.m., just like all scary stories start out. I have no memory of this happening, but apparently I rose dead straight up and got out of bed. I stared at the mirror in my friend's room and said, "What do I do now?" I waited there for a couple of minutes and then proceeded to go back to bed. The next morning she told me what happened, that she was honestly about to drop kick me even if I looked at her or went near her. Okay, actually me. I tell this story to other people and they refuse to let me sleep in the same room as them. I would never have a sleepover with you ever. I'm sorry, Amy. We can't be friends. We can't be friends. I'm never having a sleepover with you. The next time me and Natalie were at my house, I have a bunk bed in my room and something similar happened where she was awake on her phone and I was completely out for the count, and she told me that I maneuvered my way from the bottom of the bed, twisted my body around the ladder and crawled up to the top bunk, and once again I have no memory of this ever happening. Seriously, there is something wrong. Yeah, I agree with you. If my fucking friend was sleeping over at my house and her little body just twisted itself around my ladder like a fucking snake, because that's what I'm picturing, I know that's not what happened, I would have a panic attack. I would never hang out with you. Sorry, Amy. Another time, perfect. Me and the same friend were at my house, and once again she was awake and I was sleeping. I don't think she even sleeps, or she's just keeping herself awake so I don't kill her in her sleep. That would actually be me. How does she have sleepovers with you? I was asleep, I turned around facing her, wide awake, and grabbed her hoodie and started shaking her. The next morning the same thing happened where I had no memory of it. Are you okay? Are you okay? And on that note, let's listen to the last story. So this is from Abby, and this is the, as DJ Khaled says, another one. Okay, so I just remembered when I was about 12-13, I used to always go over to my aunt's house to hang out with my cousins. Anyways, my aunt had just moved into this new really big house, and obviously I always wanted to go over. So one night I was sitting down in the living room by myself watching TV. There's a room right next to the living room with a piano in it. And as I was sitting there, there was a loud slam on the piano, like somebody had slammed their hands down on the keys. I was so fucking scared I darted up the stairs so fast to my aunt's room and woke her up and told her, and she had my uncle go downstairs to check it out. He came back up and said the fucking piano was closed. So like the thing that covers the keys was over it. Yeah. So they probably thought I was crazy. But fast forward about a week and I was sleeping in one of my cousin's rooms, which is evidently right next to the staircase and the bathroom. So I just turned off the TV and there were these loud footsteps on the stairs, like somebody in boots was walking up them. The door was wide open so I could see clearly that nobody was on the stairs, and obviously I was scared as fuck. That makes it worse. That makes it so much worse. I think I would rather hear something and in my brain be like, well, maybe it could possibly be just somebody or a coincidence or just like a creak, but to hear footsteps and to be staring at the stairs and to know that there is literally nobody right there, ugh, that's terrifying. I'm even getting scared typing this again, LMAO. Anyway, so the footsteps had stopped and maybe like 5 minutes later, the bathtub started to run. My ass was way too scared to get up and check, but the next morning my aunt brought it up and thought one of us turned it on. 2 weeks or so later, I was sitting in my aunt's room with her just playing some Donkey Kong, and clear as day there was a growling type sound that came from the closet. Fuck this. Safe to say I went home and only visited during the day. Hope you see this. I wish I didn't. I wish I fucking didn't. That was a shorter one, but thank God, because I can't handle you guys. These stories are fucked. But that reminds me, I've told this story. I repeat stories a lot, get over it. But the one time where I was like sitting in my living room and I was watching a movie because I was already scared of my bedroom because I'd heard noises and like experienced a bunch of stuff in there. So I just like moved to the living room hoping it would stop, and there was a smack on my counter. Oh bitch, I have never ran so fast. Alright, well I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, if you guys have any other paranormal stories you want me to read, send them to the email that I will have down below. Pretty sure it's just like cjades scary stories. It's the most generic shit. I was gonna try to come up with something really clever, but I couldn't. Everything was taken. I'm kind of glad that it's daytime though when I read these, because then I'm not as scared, because it's not like dark outside, you know, but still a little bit scared. Anyways, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye. Also, I'm filming this the same day that I filmed my Tinder video, so if you guys saw that video and you knew about the bug on my window, he's gone. I don't know where he went. I don't think I want to know, but he left. He left us. Rest in peace. He's probably not dead, but I like to remember him. See ya.